Ladies and gentlemen, officially good welcome to the ultimate Nahantu Vessel of Hatred endgame farm. There was a patch. We can now get better Forgotten Souls. And our goal is today to figure out where do we get most Forgotten Souls. Okay, so Hell Maiden, Whispers, Pit, and so on. We're going to do endgame farm for Opticide 2 and compare the different endgames. We're going to try to get as many tributes as possible. So a little bit of everything will be done today. To really determine what activity is the best to do when you're looking for a respective something. I do believe that raw hides and chunks are not a problem because these you are getting tons by just existing. Tons by just existing. And I think our first stop is just simply going to be the Hell Maiden, as the Hell Maiden is just what's most likely going to get the most into Hell Tides. But also when it comes down to chests, how much does a chest of mystery give you on a normal chest? Because I would like to know, is it better if I open 475 chests over one 250 chest? Have you ever asked yourself that question? What's better? One 250 chest or one 475 chests? So that's what we're here for today. We get a good bottom line for ourselves, that we're ready for all our characters. I kind of like to do these things because it helps you to nerd a bit out in games, right? To like really feel yourself into what can you do to have the best outcome. Oh god, I should have just ridden in. Now I'm riding all the way past. I'm being a bond. Is 1000 crit damage good for a Dance of Knife Rogue? Well, I haven't made a Dance of Knife Rogue, so I can't tell you if that's actually good or not. Well, look at that, chat. Someone put 2 hearts already in. Be my guest. So Helltides are best for materials, for some type of materials. What definitely helps in Helltide is if you put on an Opal of Torment, because the Opal of Torment gives you a bunch of boss mats. Now, obviously, the problem is that the Opal of Materials only give you enemy drops. So with the Opal of Materials, you're also good in Helltides. You don't want to use the Opal of Material, for example, in an Infernal Horde, because that is functionally useless in the pit as well. These are like, the Opals are mostly just good for the Helltides because you got to do content that actually drops loot. Right? If you're doing content that's not dropping loot, that is obviously a downside. Like the Undercity itself is terrible for material farm because it's literally just the Undercity who can drop like the End who can drop something. Okay, we currently have 170 Forgotten Souls. Let's kill her. And see how much she gives us when she dies. Oh, I need to reduce my cooldowns better. I've been slacking, chat. Okay, we're good now. Yeah. Made the spam commands. Yes, the lady in tier 4 is quite something, especially when there is a ton of dudes around. Oh, are you just sitting? He's just standing AFK on max range. Is that what he's doing? He just died. Okay, he was just standing AFK on max range. I was just making sure that was literally what I was seeing. Okay, so 2 of my warriors died. It's unlucky for them. You know what I would prefer? If the 2 Spiritborns would just depart the vicinity, because you don't seem to be contributing much to the overall situation. Just saying, lads. I don't want to be mean, but you're not contributing much to the overall situation. Also, yes, before you ask, the Queen of the Helltide is literally the last thing that has my minions die currently. Like, the minions don't die in, like, high-level pits. They don't die against, anything. But the Queen of the Helltide is like, oh, yeah, you know, your minions, they're dead. Especially when they get hit, like, by that Ring of Fire. That Ring of Fire is, like, doing inappropriately much damage. I am not happy. Look at our good. Highest so far, 700 million, by the way. 762. Okay, so where's my Forgotten Souls? There's 10, 20. That's 20 from the lady. Not bad. I mean, considering that I could kill her way faster in the normal difficulty. So if I was going like for Torment 3 and I would get 14 out of her, but I would also kill her like in a fraction of the time. I mean, in Torment 3, I can like 2-tap her. Right? Like let's say 2-tap her with a golem. You have 13k life and 80% base damage reduction, and the only thing that can kill me is the maiden. Yes, yeah, something is weirdly broken about the maiden. Like her fire is truly weird. So now that we have cleared that maiden, let's gather 250 cinder, and then use that 250 cinder for a chest of mysteries, and then compare that to a 75 chest. So we got already the Hell Maiden. That was 20 Forgotten Souls. That's good. I think I do know that Whisper can at least give you double that. But I haven't actually gotten a greater Whisper cache to try out if a greater Whisper cache might actually give you more souls. Because I opened one in World Tier 3, and it gave me 40 Whispers. That I found quite a lot. Harold, thank you for the guide, helping out a lot. Thank you for watching and giving me a chance to put out these guides. I mean, this is like kind of my favorite content to make. Build guides are fun, but like finding out how to play the game more efficient, I find way more interesting. It brings me joy figuring out like how do I spend my time meaningful. I mean, as long as I'm having fun, obviously I'm having fun, but that doesn't mean that I can't spend my time smart. Right? I mean, why would I spend my time farming a Helltide dungeon when I could do an Infernal Horde? This is also something I want to do today. So we're gonna do a couple of Nightmare dungeons to compare them to an Infernal Horde outcome. Because I want to see like how many materials can I get in how many minutes per Nightmare dungeon if I could do the Infernal Hordes instead, which have guaranteed greater affixes at the end and uniques and everything. So how does that feel? Got a prism. That's so German of you. It might be so German of me, but doesn't like... I do this for the community because you have I have unlimited gaming time, so I can be inefficient, right? I can game as much as I want, so I can be as inefficient as I want. I don't have to be smart about what I do. But that looks different for people with a limited gaming time, right? If you have a limited gaming time, you don't want to be told later that you actually did the worst thing possible. Like, oh, you have been farming this for 5 hours? Yeah, that was stupid. Like, you suck. Where, you know, big Dumbo vibes. See, that was just 2 Infernal Compasses. Two. No, it's actually the same Infernal Compass, not 2, because I just have too many. I have too many Nightmare Sigils at this point. What a shame, ladies and gentlemen. So, by the way, you might have noticed how we're not dying anymore. That is testament to me getting just more life and still not being done getting more life. So I can push my life even further. But we are finally at a very healthy position where we're just not scared of anything. So my disposition, occupation as energy, engineer, fellow engineers unite. Just what it is. Once you get it in you that you want to be efficient, like you don't lose that. Doesn't leave you anymore. It's a choice to play like this, right? Other people willingly choose to be inefficient for the experience, if that makes sense. They're like, you know, I'll just wing it and see what happens. There's nothing wrong with that. They're apart from everything, obviously. Jesus Christ. Mostly people that tell me that they just rather want to wing it. They're people like that are too lazy to put in the effort to understand. I said it. I'm not taking it back, Chad. Like they don't want to put in like the 10 minutes it would take to learn how to make it go better. Ignorance is not a bliss. It's ignorance. Bone Spirit. Oh, Bone Spirit is truly amazing studio. There's nothing wrong with Bone Spirit apart from it being Bone Spirit. So I do like Bone Spirit, don't get me wrong, but it's sometimes it's just very clunky feeling of gameplay. I'm saying that as a minion player who essentially just has a ginormous golem to do his bidding, and that's about it. What I have in fancy pantsy damage vibes. But I truly like, I don't know, something broke inside of me on that one season with clunky Bone Spirit gameplay, where it was literally the best build. I don't know, that broke something inside of me for wanting to play more Bone Spirit. I mean, the only Bone Spirit I enjoy is Spirit Wave Necro, because Spirit Wave is like really fun and fancy to play. But something broke in me with the standard Bone Spirit, because it's just so clunky. It's so unappealing. Like everything about it is just it's better now with the new ultimate. So since we got wait, there's 2 Hellborn? Wait, no, there's what? Huh? I don't understand what just happened there. There was a Hellborn, and then there was the commander, and okay. Are we cool? I mean, this is definitely not lagging like crazy. Just I'm not just like getting ping-ponged around. Okay, you're all dead. You're ranked nerds. Bloodwave is truly extraordinary. Okay, so before we open anything, let's teleport back, because then we can answer instantly the question for the Forgotten Souls on the Tree of Whispers. So again, we get the Hell Maiden with 20 Whispers. We wanted to add Chest of Mysteries. I don't think you write it like that, but I'm not entirely sure. And then normal chest. Ta-da. That's what we got. So we are currently sitting at 210. I'm going to take amulets and let's unveil. So that's 10. I think that's another 10, but I'm not entirely sure. That's another 10. So we got 210, and now we're sitting at 250. So 40 for a Whisper. 40 for a Whisper seems appropriate. That's a lot. Positive. Sorry for the Once Human quest in Jäger. I haven't really looked into it. I've been busy with Diablo. Okay, what do we get here? Another Blight Amulet. Yikes. How's the Soul Rift versus Army? The simple answer is you can't play Army because you'll die otherwise. Like, the reality is, without Soul Rift, you don't stay alive, okay? And that sucks. I wonder if a Legendary Whisper gives more. See, I wonder too. So I would like to get a Legendary Whisper so that we could figure out if a Legendary Whisper in fact does give more. Oh my goodness. Seriously, ma'am. I was talking to my friends here and looking at the map. Holy. God. It wasn't clutch at all. Everything was fine. Like I did not just lose it for a millisecond there. Totally okay. Okay, we're stuck with fear and everything, but do you see what this is, guys? This is Rahir's little dome, which makes me immune to everything. Like, I do love Rahir's Bastion ability. It triggers only every 30 seconds, but, like, when you enter a fight anew, it has saved my bacon many times. Many times. Best place to find glyphs is Helltide 2. I would tell you go into Nightmare Dungeons, but honestly, if you just spam the Hell Maiden, you usually get most glyphs because Hell Maiden summons a bunch of elites. Elites have a chance to drop glyphs. Like if you're going into Nightmare Dungeons, the chance is not higher. So, I mean, either you do the pit itself because every pit run should drop one glyph. Should drop because it's also not a 100%. But it's truly that you're better off like essentially spamming the Hell Maiden in the difficulty that you can to then get glyphs. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting at 250. Let's open the chest of mysteries. That's 20. Okay, so one chest of mysteries, the equivalent of one Lady of the Helltide. Interesting. Let's also kill tormented bosses. Shit, we haven't added this to the list. Chest of mysteries, Pid. We haven't added what's with a tormented boss. So boss letter. Chest of mysteries is also 20. And now to a normal chest. How to get that aura shield surrounding you? This is Soul Rift. Like this field of awesomeness is Soul Rift. That is the new Necromancer ultimate ability. Which is frankly spoken insane because it doesn't give you only essence, so your main resource. It gives you barrier. It makes enemies vulnerable. It's like a one-stop shop for everything. Oh, did I mention that it also gives you a 30% damage multiplier while it's active? Yeah, that it does too. Wow, is the game laggy today. Holy Christ. Well, hopefully that's only the Hantu. I'll say it, like, hopefully that, like, this is the worst I've had it so far. Like, of all the times I've played the game, like, this week. If I get more skeletons, there's an aspect called Occult Dominion that you put on your boots, amulet, or somewhere. Okay, wait, we are at, let's do it scientific, we're at 270. Let's not die to lag, because that would be very frustrating if we would now die to lag just a millisecond before we're able to open the chest. This is totally not unfortunate that there is a bunch of elites that are absolutely all annoying. Luckily, my skeletons are just menaces, like no matter what. Okay, wow. So we're at 250. That's another 10. Okay, so it's 10 for that. So 2020, 2040, 2010. Now let me kill a tormented boss because wasn't there one of the tormented bosses right now a whisper? Let's kill a Grig. Grig is just like the fastest to kill. What's the best place to farm XP? Infernal Hordes. Devil, thank you for the 81 centuries of support. Devil, appreciate you being here. Infernal Hordes is for XP. Oh, Varsharn is. Yeah, but Varsharn is bugged. Varsharn is bugged. Like, he's so heavily... let's see if he's actually still bugged. Like, he should be. Maybe they hotfixed him. But Varsharn has, like, some... like, his barrier popped way too fast and never diminished. And it was weird. I'm, like, not entirely sure if you can actually kill him right now. Unless you're broken as hell. We'll see about that. Yeah, it's hotfixed. Let's see. Best place to farm runes, you get a socketable. So there's a socketable opal. It's literally called here, it's this opal here. The Seething Opal of Socketables. You get that one from Nahantu, Seething Realms, so Nahantu Realm Walkers. And you equip that one and then you farm Helltide. Okay? That's literally your fast track to runes. Okay, activate this. I'm not actually dodging any of his... I should definitely start dodging any of his thingies because it turns out they actually do odd amounts of damage. I'm surprised that my... what I want to say, my... thingies should reach you. Oh, wow. Jesus. What did so much damage to me? Varsh, you're weird. I never liked you. Jesus. It's doing so much damage. What's the best way to get Opticite? Good question. We are like, I want to do a comparison for Opticite today. Opticite, NMD, and Nightmare Dungeon on tier 4 versus Infernal Hordes. It might be that Infernal Horde's just straight up better, considering that you actually get a good Infernal Horde. So that's something to think about, because you are not guaranteed to have a successful Infernal Horde, right? It could be also a shitty Infernal Horde. You sometimes get just vastly unlucky when it comes down to that. See, like, that is what my corpses should do the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, you shouldn't be even trying to kill me. You should focus wholesale my minions. How many are we at? We are at 280. And boom. Okay, let's see. Do we get any... 10? 10? 10? I mean, 10? Okay. It feels... I guess if you, like... I guess it's fine. Like, the stronger you get, the faster you can farm them. So I guess it's okay. Probably. Yeah. Just kill them faster. Now, I'm like, if you consider that you could do them like later, if you're strong enough, you can do them in like, I'm okay powerful right now. I kill a Grig in like 30 seconds or so. For 30 seconds of work, getting 10 is fine. So that should be good. Your vendors are bugged and won't sell or buy. I mean, what do you even have to sell to vendors? So that was... Now we need to kill a pit boss. No, let's do... We could slay we could swat 2 flies with 1 clap. We could do a nightmare dungeon and just figure out both. Okay? So let's do a nightmare dungeon, and we're going to choose a... Should we do a Nahantu nightmare dungeon? They're a bit weird. Let's do a Nahantu nightmare dungeon, because we got to do them anyways. Then we're going to check our Opticite, so we can instantly like check the Opticite drop and essentially the Forgotten Soul. Yeah, absolutely. Like, you don't really interact with vendors. Is Necro good this season? I mean, Necro is fantastic this season. Compared to Spiritborn, everything is trash though. Old Coach, thank you for the 2 gifted. Congratulations on your new horse. Appreciate it. So we got 42 Opticite, chat. Right now I have 42, just so I don't forget about it. And we got 290 Forgotten Souls. We're going to check before the boss again. So 42 Opticite. Let's see, this is a tier 4 dungeon, and tier 4 nightmare dungeons usually can drop thousands of Opticite. I'm not kidding. So what we're going to be doing is we're truly going to be destroying everything. Also keep in mind that when you're doing nightmare dungeons, you're actually prone to use one of the opals. So I could now use my opal of boss summoning drop material, because I am actually killing a lot of elites in a nightmare dungeon. So using the opals here is really worth it, or the rune opal or something in that direction. Help me. I heard someone calling for help. That's a 5 Opticite drop? Really? They used to drop so much more in the beta. I'm right now a bit surprised about that 5. I'm going to be honest with you. That was 90. Okay, I just picked up 90 Opticite for killing these. Oh, no, 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 no. We just picked up 90 Opticite for killing that thingy. That was a lot. These 4 elites that just come. By the way, why are there still like mobs that have like souls and everything, and like animus curious and all that kind of stuff? You don't actually have to kill them, but there's a bonus treasure room in every Nahantu dungeon. It's like Nahantu dungeons are a bit weird. They don't have golds, so you could just walk to the boss, but that's obviously like not what we're looking for. We're looking to actually play a nightmare dungeon as intended. That's another 55 Opticite, so we're already up from 42 to 313, and we're not like 2 minutes in this. That's kind of good. There's a big circle around you. Soul Rift. called Soul Rift. It's the Necromancer ultimate ability. It's very useful because it gives me damage multiplier. It gives me barrier. It makes enemies vulnerable. It is my ultimate tool of survival. It is something that the Necromancer has dearly been missing since forever. Something that essentially keeps you alive without compromise. And as long as you have it popping, you're good to go. Okay. Are you done with Spiritborn? No, we're definitely going to be playing more Spiritborn, but right now I'm maxing out the Necromancer because we're actually close to 1 billion damage. So the highest crit that my Golem has dealt so far is 762 million. And I found that pretty impressive. I don't know how you feel, but I love that to see that number on the Golem, especially as I don't even have maxed out aspects. So my aspects are not maximum. I am far from that, actually. There is just so much more damage to gain in that regard. And that has me really excited. Okay, I almost died there, and now instantly get my Soul Rift back up so I don't die anymore. I definitely have to put Curse Aura on. I'm getting lazier and lazier to actually cause my curses. I don't know if I just got bad or what. I got barely 200 shards as Golem build. I also noticed I have Fist of Fate on my stash with 295. The most important thing is that you have the 300%. Your lucky hit chance over 20 is good. I mean, obviously you want more. The more lucky hit chance, the better. But lucky hit chance over 20% is kind of fine-ish. So what are we looking at so far? From 42 to 491. So over 450 Opticite so far for a quick stroll. I'm still not sure if Infernal Hordes are going to give so much more. I think they are, to be honest. But you gotta look at the time comparison, right? Like we're going to be, what, 5 minutes into a... We're going to be like 5 minutes into a Nightmare Dungeon. And a Infernal Horde takes 15 minutes. So the comparison have to be like 3 Nightmare Dungeons versus 1 Infernal Horde. Oh, there's an Infernal Compass. Great. And yes, we mostly try to kill everything, not only elites, because all these normal mobs can draw Opticite too. Any fun update that happened? Well, yeah, I mean, the new expansion. Did they fix the Resundant Spark from Lilith? A good question. We can kill Lilith today if you want to. I'm probably just going to kill her on tier 1 just to show her who's her father now after Mephisto has been slain. And Nenarius is also not there anymore. Poor mommy. Okay, we're at the boss. Let's check if this is cursed. If there's maybe another pack of elites that we could quickly eradicate because more Opticide. And if there's none, let's kill the boss. Okay, we are through. We got 290 Forgotten Souls, chat. What are we expecting? How many Forgotten Souls are we expecting from a normal Nightmare Dungeon boss? Are we even expecting a single Forgotten Soul from a normal Nightmare Dungeon boss? Okay, none. Didn't they say Nightmare? No, 10. Okay, so a Nightmare Dungeon boss is 10. And we got from one Nightmare Dungeon, we got... Oh, wow. That is around 900 Opticite, actually. So, Nightmare Dungeon, 900, or let's say 890 to be fair. Opticite, and it took us around about 5 minutes. So that's actually... That seems pretty decent, I'd say. Like, that's quite some. You get the Spark in Torment 1. The Torment here doesn't matter for the Spark, but the Lilith Spark was bugged. Now, as you ask for it, we can quickly check. I mean, before we go into the pit to check pit for Forgotten Souls, we can quickly go and check for Lilith Spark if you want to. Because I actually haven't killed her, so I haven't bothered about killing her yet. We can go to Torment 1 just to make it funny and just blast her. As you can see, I don't even have the waypoint unlocked. I killed Lilith last night and didn't get the Spark. There was an update, Baba Ganoush. A quick fix. Would it be better to have the new Mythic helmet or the Crown of Lucian? Crown of Lucian if you have the ring donut. I tried out all the Spiritborn helmets and they sadly don't really work. Or you mean the Helmet of Perdition? You could play the Helmet of Perdition. Yeah, actually, if you have Perdition, you can play Perdition. Yes. Perdition is always an option. Is that the Arthur's armor? Yes, it's the Arthur's armor. This is sponsored by Blizzard, though. I logged in this morning, and my Diablo 4 partner manager told me, Pony, here are all the new skins. And I was like, there are new skins. And he was like, enjoy. And then he just went offline. And I'm like, which new skins? I have been sleeping. What are you talking about? Then I log in, and suddenly it's like, here's Arthas. There's Garrosh. There's Jaina Proudmoore. I'm like, oh. Okay, cool. Like, thank you. Appreciate it, you know, like that's totally what I wanted to wake up to. Is Jessen's Shell any good? Yes, Jessen's Shell is good, if you are able to restore the HP. Mostly in Centipede's builds, it actually works really well. Me as a Druid player seeing others having fun. Isn't Doomstorm still working on Druid? Sorry, I'm not aware. I haven't seen many Druid players yet. I will definitely level a Druid in the next week. So Monday or Tuesday we'll level a Druid because I'm really interested. But I want to level a Death of Knife Rogues first. Okay? So Death of Knife Rogue is what I really want to level. So we're quickly gonna just steamroll Mommy. Hopefully we're actually not gonna die because I'm... Oh, what happened? Wait, sorry. Mom! Mom! I mean, she landed and the minions already killed her. That was kind of funny. Not gonna lie. Do I have my movement speed up? I'm just checking if I have my... You go, boys! You got her good! Let's see if I got what it takes to avoid the fireballs. I mean, it looks like I got enough movement speed, but I'm not sure. I mean, probably if I keep up my barrier here from the Soul Rift, it could work. Oh no, my barrier's gone. Barrier up! Barrier up! Movement speed for shadow damage. Because that's where you're getting movement speed for shadow. Ow, 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 ow. Stop hitting me. Good. So do we get a Resplendent Spark now? Nope. No. I hope that answers your question. But again, there is a spark from the journey. So if you do actually finish the journey, you get a spark here. This chest still has the Resplendent Spark. And the reputation grind gives you the spark, but the reputation grind is too slow. Don't worry though, we're talking with Blizzard about this, okay? The build is in the description of the YouTube video, and we uploaded the whole guide this morning where we explain everything. Okay, so now we got Souls, Whispers, Chest of Mystery, Normal Chest, Tormented Boss, Nightmare Dungeon. Let's do the Pit. Is there anything missing in this list for Forgotten Souls, chat? I can't think about anything that like you usually do in the game. You do Hell Maiden, you do Whispers, you do Chest of Mystery, Normal Chest, you do Tormented Boss, you do Nightmare Dungeons. The Undercity, we can add the Undercity. I got one from Lilith. I think it's somewhat bugged, murky. Sorry, not murky. It can work, it can't work. There was something bugged last season already. But yeah, in my opinion, we should still get 3 Resplendent Sparks. I feel like kind of sad if we don't. People are so used to at least get one mythical unique, and I think it's a nice quality of life feature to get one mythical. I haven't done a pit 80 yet, so you're the first to see this, Chad. I'm gonna pop a potion. We're gonna pop a life potion, brings us up to 9,500. Andreas, you get the overpower volley build online. Yep, the overpower volley build is great, but you'll get bored fast. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. It's just like, yeah. When I get bored of watching the overpower volley build. I'm for example, I'm never getting bored of watching my golem just booty bump into opponents and like splash out millions of damage, because it's so uncommon for the golem to actually do that, right? To do the millions of damage, that you're just always excited to see that actually happen. So we need to pull a little bit with this build, because it's better to like get more mobs together, because that's essentially what my golem does. My golem does a room-wide boom, so you always want as many mobs together as possible, and the more mobs together, the more boom. Now I can just spam my good old golem. By the way, you might notice all these blood orbs here. That's because we changed something in the build to actually include blood orbs now. Since technically we don't need the vulnerable from Corpse Tendrils. Like, you really don't, because you do actually have the vulnerable from the Soul Rift permanently. So why would we even bother to get the vulnerable there? Just rather have like 20 billion blood orbs lying around that when you walk through them, they actually heal your minions. Like, just way too good. Let's fear this too. And yeah, that one too. Perfect. If we get all of this together now, that would be great. Everyone in the middle. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Everyone in the middle. Don't move around. And now you're just no cooldown spamming your golem. While you're on the side, essentially, like all these souls, every single soul suck is providing me with barrier. Okay? So I'm standing here. Every soul suck is providing me with barrier. And I'm just spamming my golem away, being undying. It works very fantastic for a Necro build. I doubt they'll nerf volley until next season. I don't think there's anything that needs to be nerfed about Spiritborn. Spiritborn needs to be OP right now, and there's a simple reason for it. Do you want to know why? Because everything that's OP right now can be balanced if it's a bug. But if we don't find out what's broken around Spiritborn and which interactions are completely broken, then it will never get fixed. So I'd rather have people just enjoy all the broken shit right now, to then have a baseline that you can work with, right? Like what needs to be adapted. Then no one actually finds the broken shit, and we're stuck with seasons and seasons and seasons of broken shit in a row. So just get it out of the system now. It's the brand new Spiritborn release, right? Everyone's excited, everyone wants to play it. So get it out now. Everyone gets to have a piece of cake. Everyone gets a piece of OP broken shard. And then like, you know, next month, next season, everything can be nice and balanced. How do you get 3k topaz? Oh, you get 3k topaz super fast, brother. You just play. I mean, with the Opal of Materials and a Hell Tide, you're essentially getting showered with the gem fragments. So that's the easiest way. Also, aren't Tree of Whispers giving you gem fragments? Now, don't nail me down on that one. But I'm pretty sure Tree of Whispers give you gem fragments too. It's a good question though that we definitely need to investigate. I just know I have millions of them, so I am not out of gem fragments in any way. But I've actually never paid attention what gave me these gem fragments. So it's a valid question. I just literally never actually, yeah, looked it in. I know last season we had to hardcore grind them. It was really horrible. Oh, well, how did you get... Oh, you got healed because you're vampiric? I am so going to send you to Jesus. The reputation caches from companions also drop you gem fragments. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. By the way, heads up, definitely level up all your companions. Like, you do not want to level up your companions. They need to be leveled up. Your mercs are all... Because it just gives you more bartering options, and there's never an advantage of having less bartering options. I mean, for real. I would like to have a poison build with a Spiritborn. I mean, poison build works, but like the problem is that damage over time is hard to scale. Like, it's actually a big problem with Diablo because most damage in Diablo gets scaled right now with crit, and that's it actually. And like by nature, damage over time can't crit. But every single other build, like even the damage over time builds are mostly stacking crit, so that like it's like turns out that it's so much better to stack crit than damage over time. Like every single time you end up with that. And like even the bleed. So bleed on the barb is technically also damage over time, but what do you do to make bleed work? Oh yeah, again, you're stacking crit. What? Yeah, that's the barb interaction. Stack crit to make damage over time better? Sure, why not? That sounds absolutely reasonable. And that's kind of like what ends up with every single damage over time build in Diablo right now. It's kind of like really ridiculous. Do you have a companion build for Druid? Yes, actually we have under my Mobalytics profile. There is where all my builds are. There is also a companion Druid. Now, again, that was a theory craft from the PDR that did work. But things obviously have changed to the main server, and I haven't checked it out. So we will do a Druid next week. Before the Druid, I will, though, do a Rogue because I'm really interested to play that Brain Dead Dens of Knives playstyle. Like, with my Necro, I have to try, and with my Spiritborn, it was a bit effortless. So I kind of want to figure out how Rogue plays right now. Is Rogue also this effortless feeling of do I just dance of knives around and go like flingity flack and just throw my knives at everyone and it's like super like brain dead fun gameplay? Or is it like, do you have to put in effort? Yes, I'm standing right in the middle chat because I can't see a thing. I only have crits activated, by the way. I don't have normal damage activated. And yet you see all these numbers because, well, frankly spoken, I have like 80% crit chance. Frankly spoken, we have 80% crit chance. So, 590 million. Let's go. We'd love to see it. Oh, let's pull them all together. That would be great. Yep. Everyone here in the middle around this minion, please. That would be greatly appreciated. I mean, these stupid snakes, you always got to like invite to group up because they won't group up otherwise. You're going to be like, hey, don't you all just want to stick together? Like, pretty please. Like, wouldn't that be fantastic if we all... Honestly, for my first tier 80 pit, though, it's going good. And we're testing for... By the way, if you wonder, we're testing for Forgotten Souls. In case that mission got lost to you, we're testing for Forgotten Souls right now. And we're testing how many Forgotten Souls the pit gives. And if, like, that's why I wanted to do a pit 80. Because, like, is there a different also, like, if I do a pit 80 or a pit 60, for example? Oh, the new expansion is definitely pay to win. There's no question. I'm not sugarcoating anything here. The new expansion is pay to win. If you're not having it, you're missing out. Done. I mean, you're literally missing one Hell Tide on the screen. If you not have it, you're missing one Realm Walker on the screen. I can do the normal Hell Tide and I can do the Nahantu Hell Tide. You're cooked. Let's see if we can go higher than 700 million in this fight. Oh. I really forget to like absolutely no-brainer spam my Like, I need to, like, monkey spam my blind when I get the chance. I tend to, like, be more conservative, but I need to stop doing that. When my berry is active and my essence drain, it's monkey spam. By the way, like, just to paint you a picture, right, how much damage you need. Like, we have done multiple 500 million hits, right, with our golem already. We're like, we have 120 million or 24 million. Like, there's essentially, like, millions of DPS happening here, right? 10, 20. Like, this was 1 billion damage. That was a 600 and a 900 together. 600 and a 300 together. That was amazing, actually. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wow. I actually assumed that would spell my end. I am kind of surprised, positively. I was like, oh no, like that's gonna end up bad. Well, it didn't. I'll be damned. I mean, like, literally, I was damned, and then I wasn't, kind of. Okay, nice. So, Forgotten Souls. None. So we didn't get any. Okay, cool. That's good. Pin 0. I guess. Not everything has to be for everything. Do we get +3 on one? Nah, I get +2 on my essence glyph. So this is my main damage. That's why we're still upgrading the essence glyph. Oh, that's only +1 now. Gotta go higher in the pit to get it further. What's your loop you press while minions fight to make them kill faster? Oh, I just, like, I hold down my right mouse button for Blight. So I activate Soul Rift, Curse, hold down my right button for Blight, and then it's like Golem Corpse Channels, Golem Corpse Channels, Golem Corpse Channels. Like so hold down right mouse button so he just chain cast, and then Golem Corpse Channels, Golem Corpse, Golem Corpse Channels, Golem, essentially. So, that's kind of like how it works for that. Good, let's destroy everything. That was 10 for that. Now an Undercity run. It doesn't matter if I hold down on Ray Skeletons. So Ray Skeletons you want to do every 8 seconds for the 30% bonus damage to your minions. Which is really the most unintuitive mechanic in the game, and I hate it, and I hope like literally it dies. Because it's like so unintuitive, it's so unamazing, it is so boring. I would like I don't have words to how absolutely unimaginative, boring it is to use that ability. Okay. Thank you for listening to my random rant about how absolutely unappealing it is to use that ability. Yeah, my resistances are still good. My armor is beyond good. Okay, so now Undercity, chat. Let's see what we can do in the Undercity. Golem you press every time it's off cooldown. Yep, you just spam that thing. You just spam that thing. Been playing your gorilla build. I'm happy you're enjoying it. I have 2 gray text next near a runewort name. 5300. What does it mean? 5300 gray text. Which gray text? Which gray text are you talking about? Oh, you mean the 5300? No. Okay, so the left is the cost. The left is the offering that your Neo Glyph provides, and the right is the cost. Okay, so let me explain. You have a rune of ritual and you have a rune of invocation. So, for example, if I now evade, I get 75 offering. And if I want to have the Earthen Bulwark, I need 300 offering. So I essentially have to evade 4 times to get the offering enough for the rune of invocation. In my case, for example, I stand still and I get 25 offering from Lilith, and I need for Gar standing 25 offering to get crit. So if I stand still, I essentially instantly activate it. Yeah, that's like how it works. Ta-da. Good. Now let's do the Undercity. And I think for the Undercity, we're not going to go into with a tribute to not skew this. I mean, we only have like experience summoning items, legendary items, ancestral legendaries, runes, and magic runes anyways. But what we want to see is like an absolute like normal chest, how much Forgotten Souls would have given the Undercity. By the way, Undercity is quite fun. If you have a build that can do direct damage, because you'll need a lot of direct damage, right? Like, so you need to focus damage like in this area. So like you want to kill these afflicted, and if you're not able to kill the afflicted, it kind of stings. Surprisingly, I thought Necro would suck, but I managed with Variana to keep my momentum up most of the time to really be able to actually just zoom through this. So it's actually been like a blessing, right? You just murder stuff, and then you take this minus cooldown that the shrines provide you to kill things really fast. Then with the golem spam, it's actually rather funny, because you're having like now enhanced cooldown, right? And then you can just really spam the golem away and go places. Especially if I do meet a greater afflicted just absolutely gets destroyed by the golem. So these minor afflicted, like it's 1 or 2 clicks of the button. Like the greater afflicted, they're also not much. I even killed a boss afflicted, which actually surprised me a lot, because I thought these boss afflicted are going to be somewhat of a challenge to destroy, but hell no, it wasn't. Here, this one is a greater afflicted, right? They give a good time, and you wanna just nuke him. Boom, that's it, done. 30 seconds bonus for like spending 5 seconds maybe on him. That's such a valuable time gain. Blood Golem, Shadow Mages, and the Reapers for cooldown reduction. So I am not using the Reapers that do corpses, because I just rely on lucky hit for corpses. So that I was expecting like a greater afflicted to be in that corner. That would have been the perfect position for it. So I'm literally relying on my lucky hit with the Fists of Fate to essentially do enough corpses for me that it would meaningful reduce the cooldown for the golem. But I don't just make bonus corpses, as I found that unnecessary for the build, especially because the cooldown reduction is just king. Someone's gonna follow me. So goal is though to know how many Forgotten Souls will we get at the very end. We're sitting at 300 Forgotten Souls still, right? Yeah, 300 Forgotten Souls. So how many would we get at the end? Is the Infinite Soul Rift set up? I mean, we have like a currently 11-second Soul Rift, and we have like enough cooldown reduction to always have it up. So it's very useful, yes. Sonics, thank you for the 5 months of support. Sonics, good to see you there. Boom. Also happy to see so many people excited for the expansion, chat. I know it's a lot. I've seen a lot of people actually like give up already because they didn't want to learn new things. Like it's either you're excited for new changes, right? Or you're like, wow, this is too much, I can't be asked. And I've actually seen quite a lot of people also be like, nah, that ain't my Diablo anymore. And I guess that's fine. Sometimes you gotta reach the point where you're either are excited or you are done. Greater Afflicted needs to die. I feel like it's kind of puny when it says Greater Afflicted and you're essentially fighting the tiniest mob available. Oh, 718 million, ladies and gentlemen. That was the highest in today's stream so far. We're not going to rest until we hit that billion. That's for certain. And for the billion, I probably have to like upgrade my glyphs further. Right, I have to get that essence glyph to the max. Probably have to get... Yeah, probably just the essence glyph. If I get that to the max, I'm probably able to hit my dream. My dream. What build would the Air of Perdition Uber work on? Well, the Air of Perdition you can technically slap on any build and it works. Even on this Necro build, I could now slap an Air of Perdition on. It's not unthinkable, but that item is just a 60% damage multiplier that gets overtaken into whatever you do. So just put it on and pop off. Yeah, I'm a bit peeved here. I did kill every single timer. I did kill every single beacon, and I more or less killed every single thing in my vicinity. And yet we are not at 4. So I'll be like literally having to purge now the rest of the dungeon here of everything to get to the point where it's going places. 39. Thank you for your subscription. Appreciate it. 39. Thank you for supporting the channel. I use the wind-up attack for Reapers and have Soul Rift every 5 seconds. Yeah, you definitely need to have like the cooldown of the Reapers. It is too good. I mean, it perfectly works without at some point as well if you get enough like auxiliary cooldown reduction. But I kind of like the cooldown. I mean, often it also hits the golem and you just get bonus golem cooldown, so it doesn't hurt. Okay, that's 4. Let's kill the boss. And then see if there's any... Let's again check. 300. Did they remove Living Steel chest or are they world tier 4 only? No, Living Steel doesn't exist. It's only the Chest of Mysteries. Now, don't ask me for that reasoning because they, like, it's literally like, I don't know why you would remove the Living Steel chest. But again, the Chest of Mystery also gives you more than enough Living Steel. So that is truly not an issue. See, right now, I'm essentially holding down my button for blind. Because, like, again, come on, kill it before he, yeah. The Soul Rift provides infinite essence, so you just want to hold down the button. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how many Forgotten Souls? 10. Yeah, that's not worth it. I mean, like, 4 Forgotten Souls farm Undercity is not worth it. So that's Hell Maiden. I mean, it was kind of expected that this would be Hell Maiden at the end of the day, right? That she would turn out. So Hell Maiden is 20, Whispers is 40, Chest of Mysteries is 20, and this is like Forgotten Souls Torment Material Farm Torment 4, right? So the interesting part, by the way, is that the Hell Maiden is 14 in tier 3. Okay. So it might actually be better to farm her in tier 3. What do you think? What's the best necro for fast leveling? I leveled this necro, but instead of blight, I used sever for the leveling purpose. So choose your poison there. Now, I think the last thing to check is Infernal Hordes. So we got Opticide, 5 minutes there. Like, what's the fastest Infernal Horde? What would you say? Like a tier 6 Infernal Horde, or should we do a tier 8? Hell Maiden, you're double dipping into Whispers too? Obviously, like you get the double trouble. So we're gonna do we're gonna do an 8 Whisper, like an 8 wave dungeon. So I guess that's the best compromise I can find right now. Doing an 8 waver. So let's do an 8 waver horde. And we got it currently, so I don't forget it, we got a 57:44 on my recording. Just to like see where the time has gone. By the way, Infernal Hordes were a bit of a drag with this build until I really reduced the cooldown of my golem by a lot. That has helped tons. Because now with the very low golem cooldown, I'm essentially just off here, just smashing that button. I mean, he's consuming corpses to essentially reduce his own cooldown. He's getting cooldown reduction through my rings in general. So like that dude is just sitting on non-existent cooldowns at this point. And you can just truly spam him away. Quite cute. Gonna make sure to pull like the shielding minions in, but they're essentially not keeping everyone alive. The best part is Golem double explosion, because we're playing Fell Gluttony, right? And Fell Gluttony says the Golem explodes and then the Golem explodes another time. So we're essentially just having him twice. Okay, Burning Rain. Let's start with Burning Rain. Should be fine. What class is the best card starting class for total newbie? I mean, Spiritborn is actually very newbie friendly, considering that everything is OP on the Spiritborn. So you're gonna have a hard time not popping off with it, right? Like so you exist, so you're good. That's like the creed with the Spiritborn right now. Oh, you exist? Fantastic. Like, let's go. That's already enough. You're in the room. Yeah, everyone finds you hot, right? Like you just walked in, and you're already performing above expectations. Welcome to Spiritborn. Also, after going through all the iterations of Spiritborn, by the way, Chad. So I've been essentially to every Spiritborn test that has happened behind the scenes, and I can tell you that companies don't deliberately make new classes OP, but honestly, it's easier to make a class too strong than too weak in the beginning, and then make it weaker. So you know, it's like that's just the easier route to go. Like rather over deliver and then adapt than under deliver, you know. After seeing everything that has gone down, all the iterations of Spiritborn, all the iterations that skills have gone through, like from a strength perspective, it's easier to do it that way. It's not like make new expansion class OP, but yeah, it's better to have it be strong, like, because having a bottom ladder new expansion class is also kind of like underwhelming. Okay, this Helltide feel, this Infernal Horde feels so good now, but I wonder still how much Opticite we're gonna be getting, because right now if we look at my ether, we haven't gotten much yet. I mean, it's a 5 waiver, so we'll see where it goes, but still. Dude, he just got laid low by the double spam. It feels so good with the low cooldown, because you're like, okay, so if one golem hit is not going to do it, right? I'll just press the button again. Chan, listen. If one hit doesn't do it, I'll just press it again. That ought to do it then. That ought to like tear him a new one. Oh, you try to flee? Nah, you're dead. Okay, give me another Hellborn. Oh, come on. Ether Fiends +2 and Hellborn? Ah. What do you recommend to do to get the second Resplendent Spark? So you kill Lilith for the first. Okay, so if Lilith worked for the first, you have to finish your journey. So the seasonal journey under you, if you finish that one, that gives you your Resplendent Spark as well. If the Lilith kill actually gave you one. Also, again, you could also just go World Tier 4 and spam bosses. I mean, at some point, like, you're like, if you're in World Tier 4, the best way to get mythicals is just spam bosses. I mean, right now, I'd probably be better off, like, just getting a Spiritborn with me and just have him, like, kill everything in 2 seconds, right? Just take a broken Spiritborn with you, have him kill everything for you in 2 seconds, and then just be happy. Farm away, sir. I mean, I can kill every Tormented boss, but it's still like, you know, in Torment 3, it's like I press my Golem ability twice and the boss is dead. In Torment 4, I like, it's still a fight. Are you not going to test Undercity with tributes? We are doing more Undercity testing too, sir. But right now, so we got all the Forgotten Soul testing done already. Screenshot this. But right now, we are actually moving for, like, we had an Opticite test too. And I just wanted to compare this currently to a PID. So how much longer or how much worse does it feel? Oh shit, really? How much worse does it feel PID wise with the Infernal Hordes, or how much better does an Infernal Horde feel? Right? Like what? Because technically Nightmare Dungeons are actually Nightmare Dungeons, by the way, not PID. Nightmare Dungeons make sense because Nightmare Dungeons allow you to actually use your seething opals. Because using an opal right now in an Infernal Horde is useless, right? So all these opals, the opals of gold, the opals of materials, the opals of socketables, so runes, they're useless here because they don't have any outcome. But the opals actually in Nightmare Dungeons, they work because in Nightmare Dungeons, you could get random rune drops. In Nightmare Dungeons, you could get random Infernal Compass drops and boss materials and everything. That all can't happen in the Hordes. So under that consideration, it might actually be worth it to do Nightmare Dungeons, but that doesn't change the fact that Nightmare Dungeons are boring compared to Infernal Hordes. Because Infernal Hordes are obviously giving you tons of experience on top. That Nightmare Dungeons truly don't give you. You play Thrones of Liberty. Yes, a bit. I'm happy about my character to push him forward. Okay, I'm not going for Summon Lords. Come on, let's have a Devil Stalk S, okay? Would Harlequin Crest with a greater affix countdown be defensive overkill? If not, no, you could, like, if you have a Harlequin Crest, it wouldn't be doing much for this build. So the reality is that Harlequin Crest would truly not do that much for this build, but it would also not hurt. So right now you would actually sacrifice then your Heart and Bones aspect probably to play Harlequin. Oh my goodness, I did not expect him to whack me, but my defense went out. That happens when your defense goes out, Chan. Then you die. Okay, Burning Butcher. That is one for you, sir. I did truly not expect it, but here we go. We suck. Burning Butcher wins. Because usually I just like stand in the middle of everything and don't care because my barrier generation is more than enough. But there, my barrier just didn't do it for me. Sad face. Interesting that we're sitting at only 200 ether right now. I mean, we didn't get the best choices, but that doesn't make up for it, to be honest. Thought on getting on Diablo. I heard good things about the game. I mean, Diablo is right now, I mean, like, so I would still say unarguably in the best state it has ever been in, quality of life wise, function wise, content wise. I mean, like obviously you might not like the changes to Diablo, but I'd say like from a general perspective, no matter if you like or not, it is just the best state it has been in. Season 5 already, but now with all the changes, like it truly just has a lot for you to offer. Now you could still argue that like there could be a bit more creativity in endgame components, equipment, and whatsoever. Like Diablo is a shallow game compared to other ARPGs and what they do equipment wise. I actually saw a very funny post from a Path of Exile player like that gave Diablo a chance and how he enjoyed the game for 40 hours and then it became a bit too shallow for him. And the game is very shallow. That's true still, but it's just like down to the simplicity of how Diablo works, more or less. Not like a critique to the quality of the content. More like it's just what Diablo is. It's not complicated. How come you're not running Spiritborn? Oh, I already have an amazing Spiritborn build, sir. But yeah, I kind of like, I know my Spiritborn build is amazing. I know my Spiritborn works already. And I wanted to know if Necro works too. Like I'm more or less like, what's the advantage if I play Spiritborn every single day? If you already have a good build for me, right? There's already a working build that is fantastic. That goes Torment 4, that destroys everything. It's just super fun. I mean, we will definitely play Spiritborn next week to like push it to Torment 4 and then see like how much further can I go. But right now, like, you know, the Necro is just so much fun to play. I mean, seeing my Golem just do hundreds, millions of damages is just very, very freeing experience. Yeah, my barrier ran out and I almost died again. Oh, wow. That was a lot of damage over time that happened there. So we actually made it to 300, which is not a lot. Now comes the question, guys. Do we dump the 300 in or do we actually open the equipment chest? I mean, we're in here for just a masterwork material run. So we're not in for a chest run. But the reality is, like, no matter if I'm in here for a masterwork run or not, I would probably always open the chest. I mean, there's only one greater chest of affixes, so you technically would always open it. Yeah, Golem, hit both of them. Boom. Because the best part about the Golem, you can just hit both. Okay, I'm not sure why you just came back in, but hey, we're not asking questions. Like, if all three of you just want to stand together on top of each other, like, I don't mind. Yeah, you're dead. Yeah, like move closer, sir. So my dude can just like hit both of you. Okay, let me just spam the one down here before I'm just. Golem, stop running away. The golem has like this unhealthy tendency of just leaving. He's just like, oh yeah, you know what? I don't actually want to be there anymore. Oh, come on now, sir. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is now 10. So we started at 57. We have a 10, so that's 13. 13 minutes. 4. We're currently sitting at 936 Opticide. And I'm getting... I think it's set 1,600, right? Oh, wow, that's more. That's more. Wow. Okay, so that was 2,000. Or 1,700? 1,500? 1,500? Wait, my math is not mathing. 2,500? Yeah, 2,500. Is my math mathing? Am I just stuck in my brain right now? Yeah, it's 2,500. I'm not straight crazy. Well, that was definitely better. Yeah, if you had 900. So that's definitely better for 13 minutes. There's no question. Darren, thank you very much for your 2 months of support already. Darren Danger, good to see you there. So I guess that's an unequivalent winner for 13 minutes. And considering that I could have spent more time with this as well. How can you double temper? You need a 750 item power item. That can take 2 tempers. By the way, Chest, that's a Crown of Lucian with a greater affix cooldown reduction. Nice. Nice. And almost a max roll. That's pretty damn good. The Rakanath Awake as well with a max roll on non-physical damage. Kind of don't need it, but that one is Gucci. What resets your 2, 3, and 4 skills so fast? I can answer that question very simple. Thank you for asking. So, I am playing, first and foremost, the cooldown reduction from Decrepify together with Blight. Then my Golem itself only has a 7.5 second cooldown reduction because I have Golem cooldown reduction here and there. We have the Soul Rift itself that can lucky hit for the Decrepify as well. And we're actually playing our Skeletal Warriors as a 3 second cooldown reduction. So Reaper's wind-up attacks now reduce one of your active cooldowns by 3 seconds. And my Golem is playing Fell Gluttony. And Fell Gluttony says your Golem consumes corpses to reduce its remaining cooldown by 1 second. This corpse consumption just happens like whenever I do spam this and he just consumes corpses around him. It works. Are Horde Ether drops reduced? No, Horde Ether drops are not reduced. You can still get thousands of Ether. I am just a Necromancer with minions, and I'm still not as efficient as I could be. So the Spiritborn is still getting thousands, my friend. This is just literally me being not as maxed out as I could probably be. I guess, by the way, the first item to actually max out should be our ring. And since we finally have everything, we can get this higher because I have 4 to Skeletal Mastery, chat. Look at this. It's 4 to Skeletal Mastery. That brings this up to now 10, which is another 25% bonus damage to everything my minions do. It's crazy. Okay, so we have the Opticide question answered, kind of. Unless you would probably have a Nightmare Dungeon with an event, because this was a Nightmare Dungeon without an event. But, like, again, this is kind of equal. I mean, like 13 minutes for 2.5. If I do 2 nightmare dungeons, 2.5 nightmare dungeons. I mean, this is like the same. Let me do... I mean, considering that was a bad horde, should we do another horde or another nightmare dungeon? What are we feeling right now? I mean, I also want to do like, okay, you know what? The first thing we should do is just finish this one quickly. Because she's like 40, she's like 20 Forgotten Souls plus the Whisper for 40. So that's too good. Catalina, thank you for your subscription. Oh, Catalina, thank you for receiving a gift. Anonymous, thank you for the anonymous gift. Oh, interesting point. Undercity with a tribute of masterworking. Oh, I don't have it yet. So, like, I don't know if I have a tribute of masterworking. Wait a second. I have summoning items, legendary, runes. Yeah, I don't have that one. Despite playing. So, I don't know, as you say, what the tribute of masterworking does. I have no memories of this place. I mean, considering that I have more or less infinite, I was not sure that that would kill me. I was so... Oh, it was a poison and a fire explosion. Okay. I was greedy. So, considering that I have like 20, 30, 40, 50 Infernal compasses, right? And I have none of those. I mean, like, you can get Infernal compasses so easy, and I don't have a single one of those tributes. I guess that speaks for itself. Like, which one in that case is better? Could this please not lag? That would be highly appreciated. Let's see if anyone is coming. I have a tribute of refinement, a bunch of other ones. Yeah, see, like I don't think putting tributes as a valid way for farming up is actually valid, because the tributes are too random. Like, I get them from everywhere, so I get them from the pit. But today I have done already 5 pits, and I haven't got a single tribute. So yeah, make out of that what you want. Did they nerf the evade Spiritborn build? No, still fantastic. It also technically works as intended, so I don't think that the evade Spiritborn build is actually like bugged. So it works as intended, only that the intended might be too strong. You know, like, it works as intended. Everything is fine. Only that the intended in this case is maybe like above expectations by a lot. Right, only because it's working as intended doesn't mean that that is not OP. Okay, so this is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with the game running like trash like this. There's not an issue at all. Totally not going to get me killed in a second. I guess it's helpful that I like, despite the lag, I can mostly function. I guess the lag is not influencing me that much. It's a minion player. My defense is just all about just existing, so that's fine. Like, right, as long as I stand somewhat close to her, I get my barrier replenished. Which is fine. I fear more for the Spiritborns. They're like trying to be Spiritborns and can't. Poor guys. I can minion Necro around. Like, I'll make it work somehow. As long as my character keeps away from the fire. Like, we're fair game. Good, lady's dead. Oh, I'm totally not stuck here. So that was Lady dead, ergo 20 Forgotten Souls, and then now we get the Tree of Whisper, which is another 40 Forgotten Souls. What I still want to know is if the Greater Whisper gives you more. Let's hope we're lucky right now and get a Greater Whisper. So I really would like to know if a Greater Whisper hands you out more. you have tributes, is it better to do horde or tribute? Well, the thing is that the Undercity only gives you then masterwork materials, while the horde always gives you the loot from the boss. I think the horde is always better, considering the massive XP you're getting. One thing I still want to know is Mercenary XP. Chat. Has any of you actually tracked Mercenary XP? Because we know that the pale marks are OP. And what I would like to know in this case is one Infernal Horde versus an Undercity. Because technically Undercity has one of the highest elite densities. I don't know actually if there's any higher elite density. So that's potentially something to look into. That is a sword with essence on kill. That is so useless. But it's a two-handed sword, so can it really be useless? The Horde key says how many waves. Yes, the Horde key says how many waves simply because there is no different difficulty hordes anymore. They're like world tier difficult. If that makes sense to you. The hordes are always world tier difficult. Okay, we got the teleport unstoppable and the skill ranks, which are both Okay, yeah, so let's look into Merc XP. Because this is more important than you think. Merc XP, because Pamars. Mariana. And we're here. I don't even know how to write them. So what do we have in report at the start? We're sitting at 5.6. We're sitting at 5.665. 5.5565. Okay. And with right here, we're sitting at 21866. So let's do Undercity first. This would be Undercity. And I'm not gonna, like, I might put a rune thingy in because I just want to have, like, the rune thingy. Somehow you're missing endgame, though. I mean, like, the reality about Diablo is, again, if you now made it to tier 4 and you're not trying to, like, figure out how strong your build is, the final content that you have left is pushing as deep as possible into the pit. So if you are now as strong as you feelingly possibly can be from your opinion, then your next stop would be now living in the pit and trying to push as deep as possible in the pit. Okay. So technically the Infernal Hordes would also be considered the best for Mercenary XP. It can't be that the Infernal Hordes are the best for everything. I mean, it can be. Because, like, if you're looking at this, this is what I meant about the, like, elite density in this compared to Infernal Hordes as well. There is tons of elites in here. Right? We cannot walk without at least having one elite per pack, if not more. Oh, this was a weird first level, design-wise. Haven't had that one so far. I gotta say, this build gets so much more relaxing to play with the Curse Aura. I wasn't certain if I wanted to add the Curse Aura because the Curse Aura is usually like the laziest gameplay available. Because it just simply is. Look out for that poison from these carrion drones, because that poison is the only thing that can kill you. good. Oh, there's one. Good. I feel like the timer, like, we pushed that further. It's like we get timer robbed here, Chad. Saying. You don't feel like pushing the pit? I am feeling the same, sir. So if you don't feel like pushing the pit, then you are unfortunately at some point out of content. And like you can return to then farm your Wheatley Dark Citadel. And you're highly encouraged to essentially start a new character. I mean, right now, the current system wants you to level up a character, have fun with it, like beat essentially everything in tier 4. Feel good about beating everything in tier 4, and if you have then achieved that, if you have beaten everything in tier 4, if that was your goal, then you are essentially at the point where it might be opportune to think about, oh yeah, you know what, tier 4 knocked out. Now it's time to make a second character, 730 million, love to see it, and repeat that. I mean, you could also obviously check like how far can you take your build, so how high does it go, like how much damage can you deal. I mean, for me currently, like, I just want to see, like, before I swap over to another Necro build, how much stupendous damage can I knock out with my Golem? Like, can I truly make it to 1 billion again? Is it possible? It should be possible. I'm, like, the numbers are adding up, Mason. It makes sense. I should be able to get the Golem to billions of damage, according to the ledgers. That was nice. What build is this? This is the Fell Gluttony Golemancer. This is not what Macro is playing. So there's our fellow creator called Mr. Macrobio Boy. And I've seen some confusion there because people were like, what are you focusing now on? Skeletons, Golem, what do you do? This is a build that wants your Golem to do the biggest boot possible. So this is not the build that's meant to do the most DPS, because there's a world where actually focusing on your skeletal mages is more DPS. But again, what does the DPS use you if it's not focused? Because the problem with this one here is right now, you need to kill certain elites. And, well, if you're playing no Golem, you have nothing to kill these elites targeted. So I rather wanted, instead of waiting for my skeletons to maybe do the DPS where I need to do the DPS, I just was like, hey, let's just take that Golem. Make it scale as high as we can, and with Fell Gluttony, let's go for double explosion, and then whenever we need something dead, I'll just put my you die button. See, this is the you die button, and then suddenly I see hundreds of millions of damage on the screen, and I just get happy about it. I mean, I'm a very simple man, right? I call it the dopamine simulator, because that's what it is. I press this button, and I see big numbers, and big numbers make me happy. That's what I play. It's the press button for big numbers build. And you're like, oh, big number. And then you're like, oh, big number again. It's fun. You say which Spiritborn build is the most fun to play? Well, I have a Gorilla Spiritborn that's using Concussive Stomp, which is the kick ability of the Spiritborn, to do millions of damage, and the kick can even be scaled to hundreds of millions of damage. Now, that is not the billions that the Quill Volley build plays, but you're essentially playing this is Sparta Spiritborn that stands in front of your opponent and then goes Concussive Stomp, Concussive Stomp, Concussive Stomp, Concussive Stomp. It's kind of fun. Like, you're literally kicking your opponent to death, and if he's lying on the ground because you staggered him with Concussive Stomp, guess what you're doing? More Concussive Stomp, exactly. It's fun. And I play games for fun. So, yeah. That's how I make my choices, based on fun. Okay, we're kind of like missing 10 attunement. So I gotta like backtrack myself here to kill like 3 more opponents to maybe get 10 more attunement. Oh yeah, might these be enough? Yeah, we got it. Cool. Annoying when you have to backtrack. So let's see what the XP is saying after this one. I kind of feel like we didn't get any. Where's the build guide? In the description of the YouTube video, and the video was uploaded this morning. Is Diablo 4 worth it? Yes. I mean, I've put in so far on Diablo 4 new expansion, okay? So let me wait, profile. I've put in 21 hours on this character, and I think at least 15 on the other. So I'm already like at almost 40 hours put in. That's decent. I mean, alone for like 40 hours for 40 bucks. So technically I got my money's worth from the expansion. I mean, the expansion was 40 and I put 40 in and I got 40 hours. So like after the international heavyweight gaming moth rules, I am totally going to kill you before that happens, you little shit. Oh, I was like, we're winning this, Chad. We're not winning this. We're gonna destroy his life. Whew. Okay, so now let's check the XP, chat. So what we got here from this one, I didn't track the time, but we got 8,000. So that is nothing. Wow. That's 8,161. And that's 2,300. Wow. That's not really a nice gain. So let's go for Infernal Hordes. Start with the new values. We're doing a 10 wave this time because I want to have a ton of masterwork materials. I mean, obviously the Infernal Hordes always take longer, so I think we got to take twice the value every single time for whatever we do, even though an Undercity is quite long. Receive template under your profile. So you open your character sheet and then you press on your character sheet and then you press on the magnifying glasses. Do you have guides for mats and everything? Yes, on the channel you have like a progression guide that kind of like tells you like where to get what in the end game and like a little bit what to look out for and how to farm wood. So yeah, just check the last like 5 videos on the channel, has a bunch of information in that regard. Am I the only one that feels like hordes are tediously long? I like the length of hordes because the longer it is, the more shebang you can actually do in the horde. So for me, like longer better. Like what I obviously would wish for is like the hordes to be a bit more interesting in terms of the banes and the boons, because the banes and the boons are not impactful for me. It's like either you get Spiritborn or you get nothing. Right? Like there's just no second way. Like you get Hellborn. Sorry, not Spiritborn, you get Hellborn or you're cooked. So there's no, hey, maybe I'm gonna focus on Ether Lords or maybe I'm gonna focus on the Soul Spires. Nah. When I'm either getting my Hellborn or it's gonna be a terrible run. See, now I get Hellborn and I'm excited. Every time I stick to Ether Elites, it only swap Spires. Yeah, if you stick to Ether Fiends, you need to get the chance for Ether Fiends is doubled. And you need to get Hellfire, because Hellfire can actually spawn the Fiends too. So these are the two things you need to actually make Ether Fiends work. But even under those circumstances, at best, it's going to feel okay. And you're always going to feel like you're lacking. So, yeah. Suboptimal, I'd say. I mean, and if you're not getting one like for Ether events are happening faster, like you're anyways cooked. I kind of wish the Ether events happen faster would be like the general setting would be plus 50% right now. Not because I want more Ether, because I just want it to feel more exciting. Because obviously killing normal opponents is not exciting, right? It only gets fun when the events are actually happening. So I would wish like for a more event frequency sometimes. I mean, obviously the event frequency again is down to you killing, but even with a build that kills everything really fast. Without the plus 50%, it sometimes feels lacking. But yeah, now we have this. So Exalted Hordes is great, but the other ones are no options, right? These are just useless ones. There are at this point, they're at this point, they're not even optional anymore, right? If I start and my first 2 boons are not Hellborn, I just stop the Infernal Horde because it's not worth it. Right? There's not even a question. Like, oh no, like none of this was yeah, I'm just done. Because you just know it's not going to be worth it since it's such a time investment. So yeah, I would just wish for more meaningful choices, and I think they made a dud with this one. I mean, we had the data from the Infernal Hordes now from season 5, so they could have in a meaningful way made more Banes and Boons, and they didn't, which is a sore point. Because this is one of their, I think, most exciting endgame systems. Like, you might not like the Infernal Hordes, but I think the Infernal Hordes have the most potential as an endgame system for farming, and in order to keep it fresh, we just want more choices. I mean, I would have liked to see any kind of Mephisto in here. Like, we have the Vessel of Hatred, so why are the Infernal Hordes not having some kind of corruption? Why can I not take some hatred boons? You know? Like, they missed opportunity. Bursting Fiends. Okay, we're gonna spawn Ether Lords because I'm crazy. You never spawn Ether Lords, Chad. So it does seem right now, if I look at the experience bars, Chad, that the Infernal Hordes are vastly superior XP wise. I mean, it was already my assumption that would be the outcome of the test. Still, though, I was hoping for it to not be the case because, you know, you enjoy if there's more options to do things. And the answer is not do more. Do more Infernal Hordes. Pull them all together and then nuke him. Oh, he just went ghost form. Meanie. Wanted just my golem to kill him, and he's just like, oh no, like, you know, I'm not feeling it right now. Sir, listen, we're not doing this where you actually get a say in your death. You're just getting nuked. Oh, where did he go? Like, terrible, right? Terrible, terrible, terrible. All 3 are terrible. There's not a single good one here. Do opals work on big bosses like in Daryl? They do. They do. So if you do a boss ladder boss, you do want to have an opal of equipment on because, yes, you could be getting bonus equipment. Now, do you always get it? No. Is it guaranteed that it happens? No. Is it like the best thing to do? No. I mean, but it could happen. There's an option that it happens. Oh, look at this. Two bosses already stacked on top of each other. It's a little bit what we're trying to do. Like, I can't be asked to, like, take care of one boss, right? I'd rather, like, stack them. Because if I stack these bosses and then I just keep doing my golem explosion, my golem explosion just hurts everyone in this whole area. So I'd rather get as many as possible on top of each other and then just, like, kill you all together. Than anything else. God, you just jumped away. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I severely regret my decision going for Ether Lords, but I would do it again, probably. So see you again, Wolf Freaker Rivera. Howdy. Thank you for dropping by. Boom. Okay, Exalted Hellborn is one more. Thank you very much. We're excited. Do Paragon points transfer to alts? To answer your question, my Necromancer started with 163 Paragon points. So yes, they do. Paragon points are now realm-wide. With realm-wide, we mean seasonal / eternal. So right now, like these 214 Paragon points I have are only seasonal Paragon points. But once obviously my character goes to Eternal, then they become my Eternal Paragon points. So that's how it works right now. And I don't think they're actually hardcore Paragon points. So that's also something to consider. So you can't go into softcore to farm hardcore Paragon points. Like your Paragon points that you have here right now are also from the game mode that they were earned in. Otherwise, it would obviously be quite OP. I mean, imagine you could just do that. Hey, like, so, hey, I'm just going to farm all my Paragon points in softcore. And then, you know, when I'm playing hardcore, I just have 300 Paragon points already. Easy squeezy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to OP, huh? So this makes, obviously, making alts easier than ever. And I have seen people complain about this. They were like, I am angry. Okay, Chad, I am angry right now because it's easier than ever to make an alt. Okay, cool. I understand. Your feelings are valid. Like, you know, some gamers say women don't make sense, Chad. And I'm just like, okay. Like, the hot takes I see in gaming, like, they make women seem like very sane creatures. I'll tell you that much for free. The hot takes I've seen from gamers over the years, why games are bad. You know, women make more sense than that. I'll tell you that. My wife is an open book compared to that. Will Paragon ports stay for next season? No, that would be OP. It would also be boring. I mean, like, so imagine your Paragon ports would Paragon points would stay. What are you then playing even for? Right? Like I can't live the power fantasy again. So half of the game for me personally, now not for everyone, but half of the game for me is actually living the power fantasy. Like of really having this, like, I get stronger and stronger and stronger, and I start at 0, and I'm getting like more and more OP, and with every Paragon point I pick up, I feel more powerful, and with every piece of equipment, right, like I'm getting stronger. So like this actual power trip of becoming stronger is like why you play ARPGs, of starting like a lowly Nephilim and then becoming like the eldritch god you are at the very end. And that on repeat every season, like this eternal power tripping. But well, if I would start on max level or max Paragon points every single time, where's my power tripping coming, right? Like I can't do that. This is why I like the Torment tiers. Since I'm starting relatively weak every time, right? I am weak whenever I swap into the next Torment tier. I'm essentially back to not being a god. And then, like, I started in Torment 4, right? And it was okay. But now after, like, being a day in Torment 4, I'm slowly ascending to this. I'm a god level again. Feels very good. Bursting Fiends. Summon. Okay, chat. Double Lords. Ladies and gentlemen, double Ether Lords. Let's do it. Thank you, Mephisto, for the 10 gifted subs. That's undeserved because I clapped your cheeks. Or maybe that is deserved because I did clap your cheeks. So, thank you very much for your gifted support. Appreciate it. Congratulations on the horse and the armor. So one thing I can say about Necro, like, Spiritborn is stronger, but I guess, like, there's no argument here. Right? Like no matter what class you play, no matter what build you make, it, like, Spiritborn will be stronger. Ta-da. But Necro is just feeling so good this season. It's the best thing I can tell you. Like, the feel you have when playing Necro is absolute chef's kiss right now. Like, you're beefy, you're tanky, your minions are doing damage. Everything finally makes sense. More or less. There's still some things that don't make fucking sense. but like most of the things Necro makes sense now. So like if you stack A and B, C happens, and not if you stack A and B, D happens, and you're like, what the, why? Uh, 200 ether chest gave you 2 scrolls of restoration. Don't worry, use your scrolls of restoration. I have 10. They're happening a lot. Hellfire spawns Hellborn is so goddamn useless, and I'm taking it. It's your birthday weekend, Lady Nemesis. I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm happy that you still stayed healthy through Hurricane Milton. Shoutouts to all you people affected. I don't know how it feels. I live in Germany. We don't have hurricanes here. Like this is literally a thing I have no experience with, right? I've never been through a flood. I've always lived on a mountain. Every single place I've lived in has been in a mountain and not in a valley. So I've never seen a flood. I've never been affected by a hurricane. I've never like had any natural disaster befall me. No fires. 222. Don't be witched. So lucky me, I guess. I mean, I might have built this house on a hill like intentionally, and not inside a valley. Because there's actually like two like a few towns over there's like regular floods. So yeah, get wrecked, I guess. It's not nice. You speak English so well. I'm cheating because I'm doing this for 11 years already. I did not sound as good as nowadays, back in the days. And I still have my hiccups. But I'm usually able to form rather coherent sentences. So that's 700 ether. That was a good run, but we get a ton of dudes. Should we dump this all into the material chest? What's the best way to get mythics this season? Get Torment 4 and then slam the bosses. That's truly the best way. I mean, like, so keep in mind, you can get mythics from opal gambling, and it might be, it might almost be easier to get a mythic from opal gambling than from actually killing bosses. So right now it's either Torment 4 or Torment 3 bosses, because Torment 3 bosses are just easier to kill and faster to kill than Torment 4. Unless you're Spiritborn. Right, I do like 752 million, occasionally 500 million. And even these values are not enough to kill like the bosses super fast. So it's still like, it's not a 5-second thingy. It's more like a 20 to 30-second thingy, which I guess is still fine. But if we're complaining about taking 30 seconds for a Torment 4 endgame boss, I guess we're the problem. Might be that the boss is not the problem. Might be that we're actually the issue. You die. Good. So the actual reason we were here, though, was not this. We wanted to know how much experience we got, and I think this eclipsed it by far. We're from 2,000 over to 4,233. So like this is 3,000 different. This is 2,000 different. It's almost triple because that went for 25 and then for 4, and this one went from 8K to 20. What? Because she's my active one. Okay, that's yeah. I guess that answers the question, right, Chad? So our main question was, where do you get most XP for your mercenaries? I mean, obviously this was now the length of 2 Undercity runs at least. So even if we do 2 Undercity runs, you're nowhere close to like a 12,000 XP gain. Does this build push tier to the 300 Paragon points? Sir, like I'm in tier 4. This is the hardest tier. Like for 300 Paragon points, I just have to play right now. So there's no difficulty to get these Paragon points. It's literally just need to play. Okay, I'm going to open this one and then 500 in. So right now it's just a play, not a difficulty question. I will get to 300 Paragon points. Unquestionable. So that's never been in question. Or even a question. Have you checked tier versus amount of opals drops yet, Wood? I'm like, you need to, what? Is your cooldown reduction just from aura, or are you also manual cursing? I'm not manual cursing. No, not really. Sometimes if I feel like it, but mostly my arm hurts if I do it too much. So I try to avoid it. So my hand actually hurts from playing this build. Oh. Yeah, I'm a pussy, I know. I'm sorry. Can we see your build? There's a build link in the description, and there's a whole video uploaded, chat. The whole video to this is already uploaded. The whole guide is up to this. That was the first video I put out this morning. Wait a second. This is the... Here, you're looking for this fat ass dude who's like playing fancy things. Who's upgrading his ring of... Okay, ladies and gentlemen, everyone hold your hands. We're upgrading the Ring of Mendel now, and what we would like to have is that the Masterwork actually does hit the Skeletal Warrior Mastery another time. That will most likely not happen, but one can hope and dream, I guess. Still. So... I mean, that I even hit it twice was the most random thing ever, so... 266 intelligence. I guess we're good. Ladies and gentlemen. So a 4 Skeletal Warrior Mastery ring. Cool. And that one goes up another time as well, bringing it up to 14.7% attack speed. You know what? I'll take that. Good. So now my gear is all 8 times masterworked. We could obviously push this up to 12, which we'll do at some point. I mean, the next weapon, the next thing to do is obviously the weapon, because that's the most damage you can essentially gain, right? That's the biggest doofus gain. Let's kill the Queen of the Helltide. So the good thing is, as you can see, we have now more than enough Forgotten Souls from just existing. So Forgotten Souls farm has again gone from stressful to easy. What's the best Spiritborn build? Oh, the Quill Volley thingy, the Evade Spiritborn. There's like no questions asked. Like no, if it's the most fun to play, or if it's even like remotely enjoyable to play, or how long you're gonna enjoy it, those are complete different questions. But just the best build right now seems to be simply that. Just from a straight number game. Now, I personally would never play it because I really don't enjoy the playstyle. I think it looks very boring, and you will actually get bored of the game faster if you do play that build. I'm probably going to say after a week already, Diablo 4 has nothing to offer. But hey, like, I'm not your real father. I'm just your sexy cyber daddy. So do what you feel free to do. Where's the best place to farm up to side? Hordes? Yes, we just confirmed that. Hordes is the best, but caveat to this. Okay, so Hordes are very, very good. Okay, Hordes are very, very good. And the more ether you get, the better. But, so this is a big butt, okay? This is like imagine your mom's butt, like, you're a weirdo. Big butt. If you do Infernal Hordes, you cannot use a Seething Opal because it's useless. So using an Opal in an Infernal Horde is useless because it doesn't do anything there. But, again, your mom, if you do a Nightmare Dungeon, you can use the Opal because every single elite, every single monster, every single dude, everything you do could either drop runes, boss summoning mats, or bonus materials. So even it might be actually better with an Opal of material to do Nightmare Dungeons. I'm not like, this is one thing we would probably have to do. Should we try, Chad? If we do a Nightmare Dungeon with the Opal of material, how much more is it? That's a good question. That's a genuine good question. Might be worth another investigation. That being said, if you have a lot of cinders, by the way, guys, don't open a chest of mystery. Open a bunch of normal chests, technically, for Forgotten Souls. If you don't want the other stuff. But yeah, we can take an opal of materials. So let's wait for a bit for this one actually to run down, because I want to get like more runes, because I don't have every single rune yet. I don't know how you're feeling, chat, but I'm far away from having every rune. I am at invoke a skill from another class. Ooh, that one is interesting. That one is interesting. It's one of my favorite ones actually, because you can, like, for example, invoke the rogue. Oh, that's a rune drop, chat, ladies and gentlemen. That was a rune drop. So you can invoke the rogue Dark Shrouds, which I'm doing anyways, and have that invoking of the rogue Dark Shrouds then give us something else. Trying to drop that one. It's a very, very, very useful one. One of my favorites, to be honest, just from a design standpoint. So, like, from what the actual rune does, I think it's my favorite rune design, because it speaks like from like, you gotta actually activate your brain to use this. I mean, like the stand still, cast a core skill, whatever. Now with this one, you're like, so how do I make this work? Right? What's the best combination? Do I cast a rogue Dark Shroud? Do I do the Necromancer Decrepify? What is it? Would actually help you to really get the most out of this? Kind of cool. I feel like we need more rune designs like this, because right now a lot of the rune designs are very simple. I also feel like we need to drop runes harder. Okay, because I'm like, as you so fittingly said, I am more or less at the end of the lifespan of this character, right? I've put 20 hours in this character. There is some more I can do with this char. There are some more experiments. But when it simply comes down to the maxing out perspective currently, to how, like, I can only push deeper into the pit, right? But I don't even have all the runes to do that yet. Wouldn't you want to do Undercity for runes? Sure, you can do Undercity for runes as well. Just put in the Undercity rune totem and just go. It might be, though, more efficient to just randomly farm with the opal of runes on. Soul Cry for Vortex to pull in enemies. Sir, I'm a Necro. I got corpse tendies. I got corpse tendies en masse. Like there's nothing you can do better than me with corpse tendies. We're already there. What do you think about Sorcerer this season? So I've been actually playing together with a Sorc, my friend Neil, and I have to say that my minion Necromancer has eclipsed his damage by far. Even my survivability has been better, despite him having like the fractured winter glass already and all this kind of stuff. So it's quite intriguing how my char could hold up with the Sorc, because usually that's not a thing, right? Usually the Sorc just eclipses you by far. At least that was last season. So I will say that it did feel very, very good. Now though, Sorc seems to like still have a very good lightning spear Sorc just happening. So if you're looking to go ham, it does seem to be mostly lightning spear Sorcs. The thing is, I have seen a lot of Sorcs actually. So the thing about Sorc was usually, why is Sorc good? Why are you playing Sorc? Because Sorc can teleport over the area and do Sorc spells. So Sorc had mobility and damage. But now there's a new contender in town, and that is the Spiritborn. The Spiritborn has even more mobility than a Sorc will ever have, depending on how you play it. And the Spiritborn has more damage than a Sorc has. So, like, essentially, if you're playing a Sorcerer, you're just playing a worse Spiritborn. Right? Well, tier 4 Realm Walker only dropping 2 opals. You have to put in your ashes for more opals. Don't forget about that. So when you have a seething opal active, what would you say is best to run while it's on? Depends on the activity you do. I mean, again, if I do anything like, let's say if I do Infernal Hordes, I put on an opal of gold because they are expendable. If I'm doing the Undercity, also opal of gold because, again, expendable. if I do like Helltide. In Helltide, I try to either have the Socketable up, the boss summoning mats and Infernal Compass, or the, well, the material one we might actually now keep for Nightmare Dungeons because I really want to see how much they would do in a Nightmare Dungeon. Because technically, I was using the Opal of Material for Forgotten Souls, but fuck Forgotten Souls at this point, right? Like, because we have enough, so you don't need to put effort in anymore. Like, you're finally getting Forgotten Souls effortless, as you should have from the very beginning. Forgotten Souls shouldn't be something I need to break my back for. In my humble opinion, if you don't agree, there's the door. You can leave. But what I want to know now is if a Nightmare Dungeon... So a Nightmare Dungeon does give 890 without a Material Opal. And a Material Opal wouldn't work in a Helltide. Because it's a chest. It's not mobs you're killing. So the big question is, what if, Chad? What if the Opal of Materials actually is so useful that Nightmare Dungeons might be on the menu? Can that not be said about every class? I mean, right now, every class is just a worse Spiritborn, yes. Apart from Necromancer, because no one has summons. You know, the main reason why I don't feel like a worse Spiritborn is because no one has summons. This is my identity as a class. I mean, like, as you had the Barbarian too. Yes, the Barbarian was hitting hard and jumping over the screen and doing stuff. Guess who's jumping over the screen now, Chad? Yeah, the Barbarian used to have Leap. Guess who has Leap now? And better, because the Spiritborn literally has a better Leap than Barb. So yes, I mean, guess who was good as a Whirlwind Barbarian, but now there's Dance of Knife Rogues, which is actually a better Whirlwind Barbarian too. Yikes. Barb being gutted. But this is where the road to misery lies. Oh, I will always hate Barb, honestly. Like, it's what it is. So this is where road to misery lies, right? I mean, the first thing someone said on my Necro guide was Spiritborn is stronger, and it's like, yeah, it is. So what's that? What does that have to do in any capacity with this Necro guide right now? Right? That's like, yeah. We know, but we are also not playing Spiritborn, sir. In case you forgot to activate your brain this morning, because I don't know, it's been unused for a while. You might have missed where we're not playing Spiritborn, and it's a Necro. They wrecked Barb and introduced a class who's broken OP. I think everything will be put into line in the long run. It's going to take a while, though, to really balance the Spiritborn, because let's be fair, like you gotta literally nerf every single unique of the Spiritborn to in any way like bring the Spiritborn in line with other stuff, because holy, it's like off the charts. So my first Mighty Throw Barb at Maiden. Mighty Throw Barb is still good. It looks so fun. How are minions handling tier 4? Well, we're in tier 4 and we're feeling good, sir. There's no hiccups. There's no... Oh, I got a horse? Okay, thank you. Appreciated. I mean, I'm not riding a horse, chat. I'm riding this one. But I am genuinely considering to use my Diablo partner money to actually buy myself this horse, because it's Arthas Mound with the Undying Armor, and it does have, most importantly, the Broken Frostmourne on the back. That's just, you know, I mean, like, as you notice, we have the Lich King skin. Good. Now, what we wanted to know, ladies and gentlemen, we're putting on a Seething Opal of Materials, okay? We are currently at 36 Opticides. So this is Nightmare Dungeon, NMD. We're at 36, and it's plus Material Opal, okay? So which one are we opening? We're opening a... I do actually like Belfry Zakara, but it's Drifting Shade, so I hate that one. A Putresen Larder with Stormbane's Wrath. Here, Empowered Elite Chalklands, Hallowed Stones. Let's do that one. Is this patch the best game state so far? I would say so. I'd say so. All right, Season 5 was amazing, and I think a lot of people would have been happy if the game just stays like Season 5. But I do also believe it might have gotten old rather fast. Because, I mean, Season 5 was literally like start with Infernal Hordes, end with Infernal Hordes, and, well, in case you haven't done Infernal Hordes yet, there's some more Infernal Hordes for you. Which I really don't mind because, well, Infernal Hordes, like, I just like Infernal Hordes, Jesus Christ. But it was like literally like the level 1 to 100 activity. As soon as you could enter, like, you just keep living Infernal Hordes. So what do you think, Chad? How much more are we getting? So we got 890 in our first Nightmare Dungeon. Obviously, every Nightmare Dungeon is still different. Oh, I'm getting sealing equipment chests. Why that? We're at 890. Can we get more? We're pretty much killing everything that... Oh, wow, that was a lot of Opticide from that. Oh, we get 21 instead of 15. So does that mean we're getting 5 more Opticide? If we're lucky. Because usually every drop is like 15 Opticide. So if there's a 21 drop, that 21 drop usually indicates that we get lucky. Yeah, we're unable to summon the dude because my guys are not letting anything come in the middle. That's great. Chat, we're unable to do anything. You have to take a point off due to in party during campaign. If you wasn't party leader, you keep losing your merc. Huh. That's weird. Sounds like a group problem. Better be a solo player instead. I mean, a lot of the bugs never experience because literally solo player. This already seems like I've been getting more opals, Chan, up to sign. This seems like the opal of material is being worth it. Cage prisoner. Oh, he just gave me Opticide for freeing him. Well, I guess I might actually free some prisoners now, huh? That feels like I'm the problem here. If you're being the D4 streamer that's not streaming the Spiritborn, I've already done my Spiritborn streams at the beginning because I knew people would get bored with it fast. I mean, like everyone wanted to at least try Spiritborn, but I think most of us have already returned to our favorite classes if the class didn't get butchered. There's always the world where your class got butchered. Sorry for that, though, if that happened to you. Okay, where's that teleporter taking me? Is the Harmony Undercity 4 runes bug cleared multiple times without getting a go rune? Well, I am not sure what's causing the Undercity bug, but there is an Undercity bug. Now, I have never had a problem in World Tier 3 and World Tier 4. So, might it be that World Tier 2 Undercity might be bugged? I cannot tell you because I also did a Tier 2 unique tome. So there is a chance for things not working and you're not getting any rewards. The Undercity is truly in a weird state right now. But I personally have not encountered a single issue. All of my tributes have been working. I've never had like any problems with anything. So like the only time I hear of an Undercity problem is from the community. So for me, it doesn't exist, right? For me, the problem, it doesn't exist and people are just whining. But it does seem to exist, yes. Can it be true that almost no Spiritborn builds are using Harlequin Crest or Starless Skies? The reason why no Spiritborn build is using Harlequin Crest and Starless Skies is because there is no resource issue in the Spiritborn, there's no damage reduction issue in the Spiritborn, and there's no cooldown issue. So, like, neither of these items can fix anything for the Spiritborn that the inbred Spiritborn uniques can't do better. And that's why you're not actually seeing any Spiritborn play like Starless Skies or the other stuff. Because it just has solutions for these problems already. Did I get the key for this? No, I didn't. Are you the last Animus carrier? You weren't. Sad face. So yeah, that's like the way how it works. For example, my Necro here right now, also no Starless Skies, but my other Necro builds, yes, Starless Skies. I do have a Spiritborn build that can actually use the Starless Skies, but if I would get the Helmet of Perdition, for example, I would also not need the Starless Skies. So again, technically yes, practically no. Comes truly down to your situation and your build. Open these gates, Mr. Gorbachev. First? No. No. Does this dude just have the same movement set as the tree? Oh wow, he just gets so obliterated. I mean, like, he just get literally pooped on. Poor guy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how much Opticite was that? We went from 36 to 1,137, so not really that much more. That's literally like in an error margin, so we went from like that's 1,100 plus. Yeah, that's not really giving it away, right? We'd rather still do the Infernal Horde. Because that was really like a low ether Infernal Horde. So if we do a big ether Infernal Horde, it's better. So Nightmare Dungeons are truly useless. That's sad. That's sad. I feel like it's very annoying that you can miss the 4th rank reward in the Undercity if you don't kill very last mob. I mean, you definitely have to be diligent with your clearing. That's for sure. Do Mythics drop from Infernal Hordes? Mythic can drop everywhere. Everywhere. You can get them from Opal Gambling. You can get them from the Undercity. You can like just kill a normal elite and a Mythic can drop. So everything, everywhere can drop Mythics. How would you slide Tyrells into this build? Why? What would Tyrells do for you? Nothing. Nothing. If I slide in Tyrells, I'm losing 3 ranks to Golem Mastery. 3 ranks to Golem Mastery in this case would mean that like every point is 25% damage. So it is 75% damage minus, and that 70% damage multiplier applies to the Fell Gluttony, to the Ring of Mendeln, and to the Golem damage boost itself. So, yeah. If you do want a resistance easy go, then instead of the pants, you're just going to be putting on the Tacit of the Dawning Sky. So if you really suck at resistance, like you do that, you put on a Tacit. But reality says, I have an amulet with a greater affix intelligence, okay? And I'm sitting at 2,200 intelligence. I am fully resistance out easily. How do you target farm rune words? Very simple. You go for a Fetish of Harmony. That is this one, the Tribute of Harmony. And then you would just spam this to get yourself runes. Now, I am not sure if you can influence the rune outcome with a single bargain, because I haven't actually seen any useful bargain. Like, it's offensive, defensive, utility, like mobility, you get resistance, you get primary resource. I think primary resource might be the only way to actually influence it. But realistically, there's like none that really influences it at all. So you're stuck with just going for the one for runes and then just doing your best. Yeah. What's the new Necro skill? The new Necro skill is Soul Rift. It's this one. It's the ultimate. Boom, I'll activate it. And what Soul Rift does is it creates an area around you where you suck out the souls of enemies. Kind of on theme. I like it. And this soul sucking also makes them vulnerable, restores essence to you, and gives you barrier. And in case you're asking, the first version of Soul Rift did not have barrier, chat. Without barrier, Soul Rift would have essentially been a useless skill. I've actually seen a game version with Soul Rift not giving barrier, and I instantly started yelling and being like, this skill is useless. Why does it exist? Like, why does this skill exist? Because you're essentially creating an ultimate skill where you're encouraged to go close to the enemy, and then it's not giving you barrier, huh? That's kind of like weird, because who would use that? Correct? I wonder if I want to get close and get barrier, I might as well use Shielding Storm plus Bone Storm then. So I'm very happy they actually settled for the version here that has the actual barrier going on. Even though it makes Soul Rift the unchallenged best ultimate on Necromancer. So, I mean, like, Necromancer now has, like, oh, okay, apart from Bloodwave. Okay, so we have two good ultimates left. We have Bloodwave left, and we have this. We have Soul Rift. So I guess we can't complain. Having two good ultis is fine-ish somewhat. How do you find those tribute things? You're not finding tributes if you're not doing the Undercity quest. So this is probably the biggest pitfall. It's the same as with why don't you find Infernal Compasses? If you have not done the Undercity quest, and the Undercity quest is one of these quests that you inevitably encounter, and you especially do that to the very end, you're actually not getting totems. So you would be wondering the whole time, hey, I'm playing the game and I'm not getting totems. And then the game is like, yeah, so that's intended, right? You just found the intended gameplay loop. Yeah, so it's one of these purple quests. And it says Undercity, and the Undercity quest goes quite long because at some point the Silhak guy, Silhak, that was his name, counselor, at some point he's gonna tell you about trophies, tributes, and he gives you some tributes. So he's like, here, bruv. You want some tributes? Yeah, I got tributes. Like, he's going to open his jacket. He's like, look at my tributes. Like, I got them all shapes, colors, forms, like, you know, whatever pleases your appetites. You get even one that looks like a dolphin, I heard. Sorry, this is above 30 humor, Chad. I've seen things. Luckily, you're all old as fuck, so this is fine. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, my YouTube stats are not lying. I know you're all old. Don't try to hide it. Aged gentlemen and gentle lady gamers. Even though we only have 1% gentle ladies here, so howdy. I think we do actually have the equivalent of one female in the stream, and that's Katie. Hi, Katie. Hope you're doing well. Fine old, above 30 is old in gaming years. Also, old is a feeling, and I've always been old. Because I've been always too old for this shit. To say it with the words of a wise man. Out of a very good movie. Could you please kill him? He just weirdly healed again. No one in there. Just double checking that we're not missing out on anyone. I got a Seba with a greater affix to spare. Jeez. So basically, you're an old lady. Yes. You said it yourself, though. I'm not responsible for the things that you say to yourself. I'm just here to confirm your bias. Okay, that's like one and done. So by the way, to the topic of killing everything, I haven't finished the floor yet, and we're at 4 attunement. So you really have it in your hand. I mean, as long as you just explode every single spirit brazier and like you try to kill the greater afflicted, you usually get it done. Ja? Wait, ich brauche kurz eine Minute. Dann kann ich dir antworten. Give me a second. Necro seems squishy. No, we're actually really fine. We're really fine. So give me a second. The wife called me. Okay. Does Shroud of False Death make sense for minions Bone Spirit combo? No. No, because your chest piece actually has Macabre skills on it, which boosts your Bone Spirit damage. Okay, let's explode the boss. Explode the boss harder. Oh, God. So, right now we have 8,000 life, almost 10,000 life with... almost 10,000 life with a potion. And we survive everything as we have permanent barrier with Soul Rift, followed up by damage reduction here, and we can get 7% more. And I'm currently using the Rogue Stark Shroud Shadow for another 40% damage reduction. Quite ingenious, if I may say so, ladies and gentlemen. Quite ingenious how it works. Also seeing the Hantu and the Gibbon Dagger. Not only the Gibbon Dagger, there is a quest where you go into an old basement. And there's all the old stuff that you collected back in the days. You speak I'm German. Hi, I'm German. Born in Germany. But chat, I need to pick up my daughters from a play date now. So that's the Gibbon, by the way, we're talking about. Isn't it here? Yeah, that's the Gibbon. Gibbon. I am done for today. If you want to know more about the material farm that we went through, we actually did a lot of testing today, so you can rewatch the video. This is for the glyphs. This is glyphs for the Paragon board. Make a screenshot of the. This is glyphs for the pit. Make a screenshot of this. This is very important info. And we had some good findings. So generally, Forgotten Souls do Infernal Hordes for XP and for the Opticide farm. Nightmare Dungeons are not worth it. Yeah, it was a very good stream. I'll be back tomorrow for more with Diablo and Timberborn. Until then, have a great, fantastic day. If you want to see more about the Necro, there's a whole guide out of this already with all the explanations. So have a good one and good night.